You're watching College Sports Rush's Sports Bettor's Paradise on the Bet Rivers Network.
All right, as we continue here on Sports Bettor's Paradise, we transition from college football to college basketball to now college baseball. Bring in my longtime colleague of over 30 years and former voice of the LSU Tigers, the baseball Tigers, Charles Hanagriff. Charlie, let's get right to it. And we got 3 SEC games that we're zeroing. We'll start off with our dog first. And well, you look at Arkansas hosting Texas A&M, one of the best atmospheres for college baseball up in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Arkansas started out 12-1 in the league and 24-1 at home. They lost 2 in a row, both 7-6 games in Athens against the Georgia Bulldogs, but 12-1 at home and 12-3 in the SEC and 32-5 overall are both the best in Arkansas's program history. It's also Woo Pig weekend with live music to a sunrise yoga on campus today for their spring football game. A&M, on the other hand, preseason number 1. They lost their coach, but they maintained their key players as Schlossnagle went to Austin. But A&M 1-9, but they've won their last 5 in a row and some dramatic wins in College Station against it. Plus 188, the dog here. I'm interested to see why you've zeroed in here on the Aggies, plus that big number.
We're going to play the hot Aggie bats here, Jimmy. They had 40 runs in the series against South Carolina last week. And now South Carolina's near the bottom of the league. But the last 2 games at Tennessee, who is very good, in Knoxville, they scored 26 runs. So over the last 5 games, the bats are red hot here. They're going to throw their ace. This is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Most of them in the SEC are this weekend because of the Easter break. Ryan Prager, 15 strikeouts, no walks in his last 3. He's gotten into the 6th or 7th inning in 4 of his 5 SEC starts. He can be hit, but he's going to give him a chance. He's going to battle it kind of deep there. Zach Root for Arkansas on Friday nights has been very, very good, but he's about a 5-inning guy. Last 2 starts, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. So I think they can get to him a little bit. I like the number here, and we're going to ride those hot Aggie bats and their ace Ryan Prager tonight.
All right, so plus 188 with the Aggies. Prady was a key starter for them last year, right, Charlie? And they run to the finals up in Omaha.
Yeah, he was, and he was a preseason Golden Spikes watch list. So, like I said, he's not going to beat himself. He hardly ever walks anybody. No walks in his last 3 starts, but he can be hit. What I'm looking for out of him is if he can give them 5 2/3, 6 1/3, and give up 4 runs, that'll be a very good outing against a good Arkansas team, a really good Arkansas team. And we'll see if these Aggie bats can continue to roll.
All right, so maybe that's the big $1 million question. Had the Aggies found it better late than never with so many expectations coming into this season? Let's go to Baton Rouge now, and 2 teams that are looking to kind of rebound right now, both on their lowest points of the season. LSU Tigers were number 1 at different spots throughout the season, 32-6, 10-5 in the SEC, but they were 10-2 before their trip to the Plains last weekend, where they were swept by the Auburn Tigers. 27-1 at home at Alec Box, another great atmosphere for college baseball. Alabama 30-8 overall, 8-7 in the SEC, exceeds everybody's expectations and still number 11 RPI currently. But they've lost their last 2. And 2 against State. They lost their last 2 series against Auburn and Mississippi State. The one at home against State kind of stings a little bit more. But, oh, yes, in shades of 2 years ago, if you're in the sports gambling industry, you remember the last time Alabama came to LSU for a series, and it was a big wager trying to be placed up at the Great American Ballpark up in Cincinnati. We know about what happened there. But the interesting thing is, it's a little deja vu here, because that was the inside information that Alabama was not going to start their ace against Paul Skeens. We may have the same here with Alabama flopping their rotation against LSU's ace.
Yeah, there's a couple things in play here, Jimmy. They've really struggled on Friday nights the last 2 weeks. They've given up 23 runs. They've lost the last two Friday nights 23-3. And that coupled with, again, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday start. They're going to go with an opener in Tyler Fay. His longest outing of the season in SEC play is 3 1/3 innings. So I'm looking at him as one time through the rotation, maybe a time and a half through the rotation. And then they're going to go to their bullpen. And like I said, after they started out with a sweep of A&M to open conference play, they've lost 3 of their last 4 series. I think you and I talked about it. They're not playing nearly as well as they were a month ago. And they're going to face an ace in Cade Anderson, who he had a rough outing at Auburn last week. I thought he pitched better than the line indicated, but 2 weeks ago against Oklahoma, he threw a shutout, a complete game shutout at Oklahoma, and he also won the Friday night game at Texas, who's now number 1 in the country. So you're talking about a frontline pitcher, probably the top or the number 2 draft prospect as far as pitchers go in the Southeastern Conference. So I'm looking for him to bounce back. But the other reason I like LSU in this game is that they've got probably the top 1-2 punch out of the bullpen in the entire country. Zach Cowan and Kason Evans have pitched in 23 of LSU's 32 wins. And they're more than just 1-inning closers. They average 2 2/3 innings per outing, and they've gone as much as 4 innings. Both these guys have an ERA of under .8. So they have been dynamic. So the big pitching edge goes to LSU tonight, not only as with the starting pitcher, but in the bullpen as well. That coupled with the home field advantage. LSU just got off of a 7-game road trip with the midweek game this week. I like the Tigers tonight in Baton Rouge.
LSU right now at Bet Rivers is minus 245, and they kind of righted their ship this week, looking for a spark. There's a lot of pressure when they go through these little dips, and it was against a top 30 team, top 30 RPI team in McNeese State that they got those bats going again in a comfortable win. Willie Wade, I guess he recruited for the baseball team a little bit, Lake Charles, as well. So LSU coming back home, minus 245. All right, Charlie, this is a big number. You better have a good reason for laying this damn number. Minus 420? What the hell are we doing here, Charlie? So the Oklahoma Sooners are hosting the Missouri Tigers. Sorry, are they at Columbia or at Norman?
They're at Norman.
Okay, making sure. Oklahoma 7-8. In the SEC. Missouri is 0-15. Well, this is not a good league to be mediocre in, much less really bad. 0-15. That's hard to do. But give me the specifics besides just the obvious. Well, Missouri hasn't won a game yet. Oklahoma can't afford to slip up as well.
Yeah, this game is in Columbia. Let me make that correction. I think I said at Norman.
Right.
Missouri's not just 0-15. They're 0-15, and they are getting blasted. In game ones, in the 5 game ones in the first half of the league series, they are giving up 9 runs a game. They're scoring 4 runs a game. They've tried 3 different starters in the opening game of series. They're going to go with another one today in Brady Kellenbrink. His ERA is 11, Jimmy. Oklahoma is not going to throw Kyson Witherspoon because he threw last Saturday, but they're going to bring in Cade Crossland, who's been throwing number 2 for them. Very solid guys. 43-17 strikeout to walk ratio. The ERA is a little high, but it doesn't concern me nearly as much against Missouri. In his 2 road starts, he's only given up 2 earned runs in his last 10 2/3 innings. So a lot of what Crossland's ERA is the high points of it are from earlier in the season. He's pitching a lot better of late. I just think that, a guy that's won on the road in the league against a team that it's more than struggling. And I understand. We never usually talk about numbers this high. This is something probably to put in a parlay with something else. Yeah. But I can't help myself. I mean, Oklahoma's a favorite this big for a reason. Missouri's really, really bad.
That's what I was going to suggest. I mean, it's hard to lay 420 with just a single bet, but it is something to throw in maybe to your money line parlays over the weekend. Maybe a little Scotty Scheffler top 10 in Oklahoma. But Charlie, you talked about Witherspoon, who is their ace, and because this is a quick turnaround because of the holiday weekend, he threw on Saturday last weekend the Oklahoma ace, and now Thursday they're going to wait till probably Friday's game. wouldn't you look toward Oklahoma's Twitter and see when he's throwing? Because, gosh, if you like this one, what's your stance with Witherspoon on the mound further into the series?
He's going to throw tomorrow, and I think that for the Friday, whenever you're watching this, I think, and he's throwing against Caden Jacoby, who's got an ERA over 9 and a WHIP of 1.8.
Oh, gosh.
I suspect that Oklahoma will be minus somewhere close to 600 tomorrow. That's what I would make him in this series. Witherspoon's that good. He will probably be, if he's not the top SEC pitcher off the board in the draft, he'll be number 2 behind Cade Anderson. And he's been fantastic. So I suspect that Oklahoma will be probably somewhere, my guess is around minus 600 when Witherspoon starts on Friday.
All right. So this is going to be every Thursday. We lean on Charlie. He's not like me. After March Madness and the Masters, I kind of start looking at college baseball a little bit more seriously. He's been looking at this stuff since the fall and, keeping track who's got the higher budgets with NIL and things like that. Keep in mind, you talk about the NIL budget. Look at what's happening in Gainesville, Florida. They've always had a loaded roster. They are having a rough season again, and this is back to back. They were on that serious bubble last year and got in. They might not even get into the tournament this year. But some administrations and some baseball booster support is just not even. Like teams like Tennessee and LSU have way bigger budgets than most of the other teams. So all those little details come into our broadcast. We're going to be doing it every Thursday, looking for the college baseball conference the conference series all the way through Omaha in June. For Charles Hanagriff, I'm Jimmy Ott here in the Sports Bettor's Paradise on the Bet Rivers Network.
Thanks for watching College Sports Rushes, Sports Bettor's Paradise on the Bet Rivers Network.